Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. I have something nice, something lovely to share with you today. And it's something that has been me my entire life. And although you do tend to meet people who are fundamentally different from you, you do your best to only see what's good in them. But sometimes we fail. Sometimes we fail. We fail at seeing the good in people only because of their actions and their reactions and how they act and what they do. Because to me, your words mean nothing if your actions are horrific. So let me tell you today about mercy. Rahmah. To be merciful is to be tender. Tender at heart, tender with words, tender with movement. Your inner feelings are very elegant and refined. A merciful person is soft to others, kind to others, behaves kindly, speaks politely, shares their sorrows and pains. And so one endowed with this quality is not oppressive. It's not easy for them to be oppressive. They're not going to just up and oppress. They're not cruel, and they wouldn't be or have criminal minds. It drives one to think of the good of all. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful to all who show mercy to others. The quality of mercy is snatched away from the unfortunate and the evil-minded. A person without mercy cannot be a believer in the full sense of the word. Islam teaches one to be merciful to all humans and animals. It was because she had given water to a dog that a prostitute's sins were forgiven. On the other hand, a woman was sent to Jahannam for letting a cat die of hunger. It was because they followed the teachings of Islam that Muslimin in olden times were full of mercy and compassion. Sayyidina Amr ibn al-As radiyallahu anhu conquered Masr, which is Egypt. While he was camping, a pigeon built a nest in his tent. And listen to this one really carefully. Really nice. Right? So the pigeon built a nest in Amr ibn al-As's tent. When he decided to move on, instead of damaging the nest, he left his tent intact. He just left it as it is. The result was that other habitations were built besides the tent, and the place came to be known as Madinatul Fustat, tent city. During the days of Al-Jahiliyyah, which is the period of ignorance prior to the advent of Islam, Sayyidina Umar radiyallahu anhu was very rude and harsh. But after embracing Islam, it seemed as though mercy flowed from his heart. Don't you wonder how did that happen from someone so tough and so strong and rough and almost a tyrant, became such a gentle soul and merciful? Well, if you're a Muslim, you should know. Not that non-Muslims are not merciful or kind. Yes, absolutely there are. Then Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu said farewell to the army of Sayyidina Usama radiallahu anhu. He bade them not to kill women, aged people or children. He instructed them not to pull out trees or chop down any fruit-bearing trees, and not to kill people who reside in churches. Such was the compassion of Islam towards all living things that centers were set up to look after lost dogs. Can you even imagine now cruel people out there? People who have no sense of compassion. And let me just be clear about something. It doesn't just happen to someone. You have to lose compassion to not be able to give compassion. That's the truth. So, like we say, you can't give from an empty vessel. If you don't fill your own vessel, honey, trust me, you'll be stuck with your bitterness, malice, envy, and jealousy. Islam also founded trusts to provide the poor with the necessities for their marriage. Trusts were created for the sick and for travelers so that they could be attended to and fed. A trust was also created to help employees who broke their master's utensils so that they could be reimbursed and protected against the punishment of angry employers. Likewise, trusts were created to provide clothes, food, and so on. Madrasas were also built. The qualities of mercy and tenderness prompted our ancestors to carry out such deeds. I am profoundly disappointed by merciless people and people who have no compassion, and they believe that it's better to live this way and to be this way than actually give and show weakness. So if you associate compassion with weakness, then let me tell you, you are the true loser. And by loser I mean you deprived yourself of the true sense of what mercy means, compassion, love. When I say compassion and love, what I mean is love even though you're being hated on. Show compassion, show love, show mercy, provided it will definitely come back to you. And as we all know, what goes around comes around. What you give out and send out to the universe will come back to you. So what do you want to come back to you? Love, compassion, rahmah, or hate? Grew up in an environment where all of the positive feelings a person should have was all around me. The love, the compassion. Yes, families do bicker, families do fight, families do have their issues. But fundamentally, the roots where everything stems from, it's love, mercy, compassion, and showing affections, not being shy of it. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. regarding that. But if you say, I've been hated on, I have been oppressed, I have been judged, I have been mistaken for this and that, so why should I show them mercy they don't deserve? Well, let me remind you, from a Muslim woman, I'm telling you that if you were born, or you know Rahmah and what it actually means and the rewards that come from it, don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of the reward from the Almighty, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if what you care is worldly appreciation, worldly accomplishments, and a thank you, and yes, you are one of us, you are part of this community, then you're fooling yourself and you're competing with the wrong people. First of all, there shouldn't be competition. Second of all, if there's a competition, it should be a decent one. So don't tell me it's a group for the elites, because you lose me there. That's it. You lost me, not interested. You tell me it's a group for the decent, I'm there. I will claw my way up to get there. Yes, I'm all for decent human beings, not for the elite. The truth is, the elite suck really bad. They really suck. The elite are the worst, let me tell you. They are the worst. Now, I don't know them individually, but collectively together, they can become a force that is actually deeply evil. Because they've used their power, they've used their position, they've used their platform for worldly gains, for reputation, for going higher. Oh, she did this. Oh, they did that. Oh, they 1, 2, 3. If that's what you're into, honey, good luck to you. Bye bye. Please, wishing you all the best, but stay the heck away from me. I'm serious, guys. I have no time for that anymore. I am all into, I don't like saying I a lot. What should I say instead? Maybe here in this environment, we prefer kindness, humility, people down to earth, real conversations, real body language that's not strained, that is not fake, to get somewhere or to show something. You are either being yourself or you're not. We can tell. As simple as that. We are at a time and age where people can understand and see through your body language. So if you have no mercy, if you have no rahmah in your heart, we will be able to tell, and we will be able to stay away from you. You give love, you will receive love. That's the way the world works. What you give out will come out to you one way or another. It will come out to you one form or another. It might come back to you in the form of a human being. It might come back to you in the form of a child. It might come back to you in the form of a job that you get or you lose.